Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. So guys, I've read all of y'all comments and I see everything that you've asked. I took my time and I commented, I replied to all of y'all. What I did was take it upon my enough self and I went to a few hardware and I investigated and I asked prices for some of the stuffs that you were asking me about. So I put little something together and I wrote it down in my notes and I'll be going over everything for you guys because me know that it is important to have your head laid comfortable with everything that you do. Remember to put God first. We all go through ups and downs. We all go through position where we're not rich. Some are we not rich, some are we have more money. But for those who would want to know the prices, please stick around to the end of the vlog and I'll give you some more information on the process in start building a house. For one bag of cement, I checked that out and a bag of cement now is $1,850. Back then, gone were the days when I used to buy a bag of cement for $1,050. Some of the places like in Mandeville, I went to one and they were $1,350. However, I live in the country, so you go find out that things have to travel from far and come. So for 100 blocks is $12,000. There's a hardware that I know that is selling blocks for $9,000 for 100. As I said before, some Skillman or some Mason run 100 blocks for $14,000. Some of them will run it for $12,000 and $10,000 if you have somebody to fill out the black pockets and mix the material. The material which includes the marl and the cement where you throw in at the black pockets. So I think every 5 row you full it. For half ton of steel, I checked one hardware and they're selling half ton of steel for $100,000. Good deal. There's another one that I checked and they were selling there for $90,000, which I can get the price this week and when I go back next week it goes up. So don't quote me on everything because I might be correct this week and when you go next week everything change. So for gravel, it's one of the hardware that I checked, it's $3,250. For sand, it's $3,200 for sand. That's what I check at one place. When I was buying sand for flashing and rendering, I paid $6,000 a yard. I check one place and it's $3,250, but to probably get the stuff delivered here, it will be more for delivery. For a sheet apply, it's $3,840 where I checked. For lumber like 2x4, 2x16, if I saw them name, or 4x16, it's $650 upwards for prices on lumber. For marl, which includes the first time marl them with the whole of stone them, like white marl, is $35,000 for a ton of the marl. However, for the all-purpose marl, and when you use all-purpose marl, guys, it takes less material. So when you use the regular white marl, you would probably need sand to make it up, to make it rich. Whilst if you're using the all-purpose marl, it's $55,000. That only needs a little cement and you're good to go. But if you're using the white marl, it might take more and you probably need to sieve out the big stones and pick out the stones, because the white marl comes with a lot of stone, while the all-purpose I just use it same time. For sand, I paid $6,000 for sand. I think I said it earlier. All-purpose marl is $6,000 a yard. For half load of all-purpose marl is $55,000. Guys, I'm quoting you on the prices that you need to start. So take it out of foundation and start. I did not do the investigations on the electrical part and on the plumbing part. I did just for you to start. So my girlies who would like to start building, that's what I'm kind of giving you, you know, a little insights. And normally if you're digging out a foundation for a room and bathroom, it's like 35,000. Whilst if you're probably digging out a foundation for a room, a bathroom, a living, and a kitchen, that's the first place. I used to live somewhere before, guys, so I know the first house. So where I used to live, I know that back there it was 85,000, but that was a couple years ago, guys. Okay, so I'm just giving you prices to start off with. You need binding wire. You're gonna need binding wire. You're gonna need nails, like concrete nail and so forth. I did not get the prices for those, but for binding wire, I know that the binding wire for the roll, it was $6,126. Because you're gonna need the binding wire to type the steel to put in at the foundations. You're gonna need a shovel. So, but if you can get shovel to borrow, that's fine. But have your own shovel if you can. A shovel is for $1,294. You're gonna need buckets. So if you can get to borrow, it's different. One bucket is for $839 for a bucket. A barrel, you can get a barrel for like $16,500 or upward. I have a barrel, but I don't have it physically at home. Someone borrow it. And guys, when you're buying the things, secure them, because you're always gonna need them. For a wash stand is $5,000 for wash stand. I don't know the wash stand beef, the wash stand for the phone for render. I don't know, but those are the quotes that I got. Okay, so I check it out for lumber. For lumber, 1x3x12 is $1,350. And then I have a round pitch pine, that is for $980 for a 1x3x16. Then I got the treated board, the treated lumber, which is 2x4x12, and that one is for $1,027. Then I have 2x4x16, that's for $1,710. Then I got 2x6x12, that is $1,829. So guys, if you want me to get the prices on the plumbing and the electrical part of the work, I can do that for you guys. So I took it up on my big head to go and ask the prices. All right, when you're building a house, I'm not a constructor, I'm not a mason, I'm not an architect. One thing, investigate, do your own investigation, ask questions. Me personally, when I was building, guys, one mosquito bother me. When I was building, I went on Google, I went on Pinterest, I look for houses that I like. Me look how them set up, me look how the modern houses look from regular houses. And I showed my Skillman, and he said that me go give you something bossy and better than that. So I never went with an architect or a big plan. I went and tell him that. Okay guys, when you're building, take things into consideration. Skillman, trademan, construction, what do I call it? Contractor. When I was building, I use a Skillman because it is more cheaper to use a Skillman than to use contractors or architect. A Skillman, with a Skillman, you get to monitor your own business, you get to spend your own money, whilst a contractor, you're probably him gonna do all of the business for you. He's gonna spend the money, he's probably gonna buy what you don't need. Contractor, when they don't come for me, but you know it's enough time when you get big contracts upon work, one, them buy up the whole heap of material, them probably build something one you don't like. I wanna say, alright, how much for build a 2-bedroom? And then build a 2-bedroom we're costing 30 million, and when you come and look on the job, it's not how you like it. Whilst you're going to be there with the Skillman, seeing how this do, and tell him say this no look straight and that no look straight. So with a Skillman, you spend your own money, You buy what you can afford to buy. That is 2. Right? Just like with a Skillman, my Skillman told me 14,000 to run 100 block. No, it was 14,500 at first, and I said a 14 me can't afford. So you probably can talk about a Skillman them. What if I get up tomorrow with $30,000 and I want a piece of wall left render? I can say, bossy, you know, me have 30 grand. See what you can do with it. And sometimes the Skillman do more than what the 30,000 I could afford to do. So that's the difference with a contractor and a Skillman. As I said, if you have your money, that's fine. But for us who is trying, Skillman wins all the time. Next thing, when you're building, consider location. Look good where you buy the land. No make nobody tell you say if you send the money come to buy the land. Sometimes you can buy a land, and when you buy the land, when rain fall, the place flood out. When you buy those lands, it's gonna cost you more money because you might have to build what I call it split level. You would probably have to build it split level or build it high, wasting a lot of materials that you didn't have to waste if you had made better decisions. Consider not buying a land near sea. A lot of people buy land near sea, but with my own investigations, you know, say after a while the salt can rot in the steels, the salt can mess with the lumber. So in a short while, you might have to keep on fix up areas, change up this, change up that. Whilst if you had made better decisions, that wouldn't happen. Location again. Sometimes you might buy a land where there are too many stones. When the foundation are dig, pure rock stone. You might have to call them people that will have the heavy forklifts up them, and whilst sometimes they charge by an hour or $25,000, $30,000 hour. When the $30,000 they could have used for run out a couple of blocks. So you have to consider take those things into consideration when you're purchasing land. Always check location. Next thing, do your own investigations. Just like me, when I'm buying, I don't just check 1 hardware, 2 hardware, 3 hardware. Me check. Sometimes you might find it that you might go to Mandeville to buy some doors. Take for example, and when you go to Mandeville, the doors are $15,000. 2 doors are for $30,000, and the man go charge you $8,000 to carry it down. While you go to Santa Cruz and the door is for $25,000 for 1 door. It is much cheaper to buy it in Mandeville and pay the $8,000 come down. If you get what I'm saying. So do your own research. Check other hardwares to see if you can get better deals. Always make sure. For my people who live overseas, over and over you make these mistakes. Nobody no loyal to money. You can't think say you have your mother, your father, your sister, your uncle, your brother, and them are your friend and them love you. You see when too much money come in and too much money flow through people hand, them nobody loyal to you again. Anytime too much money go through people hand, them nobody loyal to you again. So you have to be careful when you build a house. You see if you can't come and sit down, or you can't send your daughter or your husband come sit down and watch your job, don't do it. Don't do it. You get a contractor put on your job, or you get an architect, because sometimes the architects build too, and him charges $60 million. You tell him what you want. Remember, you can read the plan or what the architect will build you. Me now I use Skillman. When you see me put the nice room here so, and you see me put the next one on the back, me just tell him how me want it to set up. Me not show him the plan. Me just say, I want it to look like one diamond, I want it to look like one heart. You overseas now, him charges $60 million and you tell him say you want 2 bedroom, a living, a bathroom, a kitchen, a dining. $60 million, and when you come, your bed, your dresser, your bedside table cannot fit in the room for your $60 million. So enough time you get a raw deal because you're not here, and you send you $60 million and the man tell you same buy 500 bag of cement, and when out of the 500 bag, him only have 30 because them still have 20. You have to be careful. You have to be careful when you build house. Nobody no loyal to money. Remember, you might get a contractor and your contractor get a 10 different contract. When you they are foreign now and things that your house done and yeah come out. When you come out only half of the house done, he might show you Mary house where my build around this one until I see a few house this. Be mindful when make better decisions. We don't have time for you to lose money. Next thing, when you're building, consider square feet. The bigger the house, the more money. The more square feet, the more money. I think my room is 20 by 20. It's a big ass room. Me no remember the measurement, but me know say it's big. Because from you can notice, me have a king bed, me have a big couch. It's not so big still. I have dresser, chest of drawer, TV, table, and the room could have take 3 more bed. So consider square feet. The more square feet, the more money you're going to spend. Also, when you're building, consider modern versus simple. Modern room, more money. The less simple, less money. When you're saying simple, is building a house room like with 2 windows. You know it's a first time house, like where me used to live before, are 2 windows in the room. One at the front, one at the back. I paid $130,000 for the 5 windows. If I had used the 2 window, I would probably end up spending $50,000 for the 2 window. Or probably a little more, you know? But I built it modern. It kind of simple name, but it's more modern. But bear in mind, the more columns in the house, the more money it's gonna take. Because, you know, say, each column counts. You understand? So each column, man, we count it at $8,000. So each column counts. So the more simpler the house is, the less money. And let me tell you, simple house look good too. Okay, you can still build one house with two windows and it looks good. Sometimes, you know, we are watching outside of the house. At the inside of the house if you watch, because you on the outside looking, not seeing inside my house, you might think say, boy, if you're a girl in your house look body, when you're not even seeing at my house. And outside we are sleeping inside. Take in consideration, the more simpler, the more money and save. Right, know this too, guys. You can borrow for when you reach a decking stage and lumber. Try see if you can borrow or buy second-hand stuff. Most of the times you'll find it that your neighbor buy everything for build for him house and him don't have the storage capacity to put it. Sometimes you will find out say you can buy one ply from him for $1,000, $1,500. So you can consider these things, guys. You can borrow, you can buy second-hand things. If you see somebody sell 10 ply for $10,000, it's easier for you, it's cheaper for you to buy those 10 plies, because half of the times the ply them good. So but bear in mind when you're doing the decking, just make sure so they ply them straight, because if you ply them bend up, your decking are gonna bend. Last but not least, guys, ask for help. Ask for as many help as you can. When I mean ask for help, when I was building, I told you already, my friend them come help me. I beg them, I say, you know, so me I go dig out my house and everybody happy. Me I go dig out my foundation, you know, and enough man come help me. All me did have to do, I provide food, water and drinks. And them not kill me for drink. Them say buy a bottle of syrup. And I did just that. So ask for help, as many help as you like. When you go deck, ask them for help you come deck, ask them for help you swing buckets. It's cheaper. Back then, a man we are help deck house used to take $5,000. Nowadays, where I live, there's a team of men. And them stand up on the ladder and swing up the bucket. At $8,000 a day them charge. So if you can get any as help as possible, get any help as you would like. But always remember, do your investigation. So if you have reached the end of this vlog and you enjoyed it and you have learned something, thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Guys, I do my investigation for you now. Please, hope everything that you want to achieve in life, you achieve it. And I hope that whoever is building, nobody not gonna rob you no, and you're not gonna get to no house and you look nice. Bye guys.